Hail to the king, baby.
Hello, YouTube. It's me. It's Michael B. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And like Bill just mentioned in the comments, it's Veterans Day in the U.S. You know, thank you to all the veterans, especially my buddy 19K Fox, who's still celebrating the big win for the Deep Red, Deep State. He's still out there. He went to Texas. He's celebrating with his people off the grid. Happy Veterans Day to 19K Fox. It's Remembrance Day here in Canada. Thank you to all who served. I don't have anybody in my family personally that have served. Ex-girlfriend had a father who served. He's a pretty awesome guy, so hope he had a great day. Anyways, guys, we got a ton of stuff to talk about tonight. If you haven't noticed, I haven't been making many YouTube videos lately. There's been a change in my life recently. My wife, she's a early stage lawyer trying to build up her practice. So she's been working a lot more. So that means I've been on Tommy duty a lot more. Having that fourth kid has certainly changed things for us. It's really starting to come up now. So I haven't had as much time to make videos as I normally do. But there is a trade-off for that because now it's Monday night. I've got time to play with you guys. And I got a buttload of stuff to talk about. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. We'll see if we can get through it all tonight in the span of 1 hour. It's going to be tough, but I'll try not to ramble on too much. Anyways, tonight should be a super fun show. We got a couple topics up there in the thumbnail. There's going to be more to talk about. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Chillin' Chat with Michael B. All right, want to start off the chat by saying hello to the people that are here. I see Dustin Reverman, Rody8105. He just bought an Arcade1Up Pac-Man XL off the TikTok shop a little while ago. We'll talk a little bit about that. Paul Mindeman is here. Good to see you, Paul. Josh Dendy, Video Game Vegas, Baldmar. Whatever happened to that Golden TXL coming to Costco Canada? Was that just a one-off? We'll talk about that one as well. Andy's Game Room, he's here. Jason Little Alien, best moderator in the business. Novasonic 23, Brian G, Garage Gamer, my good buddy Stock Jock. Who else we got? Bill's Retro Gaming Show, J Rod, Pop Arcade, Doug Wins here. Who else we got? John Fritz, Thor KC, Jim the Pacers fan, Andrew Barraza. Hell yeah. Please bring up Arcade1Up AVP because I have a good feeling about that this next year, especially with so many Alien and Predator movies. It's a good idea. Dude, now that you had the alpha for a bit, what are your thoughts? My thoughts stay the same. I think it's awesome little countercade. If you're looking for a countercade, it's probably the best one that's ever come out. I didn't buy it, so keep that in mind. I got it for review. But also on top of that, we're going to talk a little bit about Arcade1Up countercades going forward. And man, oh man, they're really good compared to what Arcade1Up is bringing up now. So thank you very much. We also got Mark James, Carlo. Oh, sorry guys, I got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. My favorite pinball streamer. Well, thank you very much. Jeff Widdison bought a Midway Golden Tee with Midway Classic, that half and half XL for $200. Holy shit, good deal, man. Spider-Man 2021, yo Mikey, nice to see you. Jason Mucha says, King of Pulp Fiction Pinball. I don't know about that. I did have a really good game in Interium. Like B-Kong said, anything over 100,000 is a pretty good score. I got like a, B at one point got like a 1.4 million score. I got like 770,000. So I was pretty impressed with that. No smoking. It's been 3 weeks as of tonight, so we're going strong. Anyways, ton of news to talk about tonight. First up, I do want to talk about JJ was kind enough to bring up the and do Frogger. I wish. Good to see MSU Rich. So, JJ was nice enough to bring up the Evercade Alpha. Great little countercade. I mean, if you're in the market for a countercade, it's a really solid product. Then on top of it, you can add your carts. The quality of the games with Evercade, that's really the question. It's the question with like iArcade as well. You get an amazing product, but are you going to be very happy with the games that you can play on it? Keep a look at the library. So keep that in mind. It is a direct competitor to Arcade1Up's countercades, and Arcade1Up just recently released a new countercade. Stockjock just gifted 10 memberships to Michael B. the Game Genie. I've got to do more stuff with that. Thank you very much, Stockjock. Very nice of you, my man. Very much appreciate it. So I did want to talk about the Arcade1Up countercade. So for the last couple weeks on Super Game Room Dudes, any other show I've been on, I've been talking about the fact of, guys, there's something wrong with these new countercades. I don't think they're using a 4x3 aspect screen anymore. I think they've gone to a 16:9 screen. And everybody was like, go to bed, Mike, you're drunk or you're crazy. There's no way they put a 16:9 screen in there. Well, as of today, we kind of got proof they put a 16:9 screen in there. So I want to show you this. And huge thank you to Mike McWhorter for posting these pictures. So I'm going to go with this so you can see my beautiful face too. So here's a picture Mike McWhorter posted. He picked up the new Arcade1Up countercade, Miss Pac-Man Galaga Class of 81. So there's him playing it. But take a look at the screen, and you will notice, like I talked about, in all the images down there, it showed a Miss Pac-Man logo, and I said, guys, I think that's screen. And everybody was like, nah, you're crazy. But if you look at it, what they've done is they have, in fact, added a 16:9 screen instead of going with a traditional 4x3. Now, what they do is, instead of putting the, what normally happens with this, you move the 4x3 aspect ratio somewhere in the middle and you got black bars up top and down bottom. What they've done is they've actually taken the game image and forced it right up top, and on the bottom they have a static image of the logo and I guess some game information with credit and score and stuff like that. I think this looks like absolute dog shit. I think this is one of the worst things Arcade1Up have ever done. I know why they're doing it. It's to save money. Obviously 16:9 is pretty much the standard with screens right now. It's a little bit harder and more expensive to get 4x3 screens. I talked to John D about this a little bit earlier. I said, how much money are you saving? And for a 19-inch 4x3 monitor compared to a 16:9 monitor that can do 4x3, you can save as much as $40 to $70 per monitor. So I'd say Arcade1Up is looking to save about $20-30 by making this move. And you remember that commercial, Arcade1Up, of course we bring our dogs to work. Well, this one is my new favorite. We're Arcade1Up. Of course we cut corners and make the product shittier to save a couple dollars. And that's what they've done here. Arcade1Up have in fact put a 16:9 screen. I was not crazy. I was not seeing things. There it is, a 16:9 screen in their new countercades. Now, someone told me these are on sale at Kohl's right now for $100. Yeah, they're a piece of shit. Like, I don't know how big the 4x3 screen is. Is it still 7 inches? I guess that's the 7-inch aspect ratio. But, man, I just think this looks like absolutely shitty. So, these are the new countercades from Arcade1Up. Hopefully, this is a one and done. And we don't have to talk about this anymore. Where's Blue Miss Pac-Man Deluxe? That's the $1 million question, JJ McQuaid. When I was still talking to Arcade1Up, I asked Cyrus like 100 times. I was like, why not just do the blue? And he said the retailers wanted the black version again. So there you go. Michael B doesn't mess around. He's on it. I told you. I told you all. 16 by 9 screen in the new countercades. So hopefully this doesn't happen with their arcades either, because like I know they can save a bunch of money, but I can't imagine anybody wants this, especially with a product you're going to pay $400 to $500 for. I know they're looking to find ways to save money or, make these cheaper, but like this is really embarrassing and poor looking. So anyways, Doug Wynn, that's what Cyrus told me. I think he's crazy. I don't think he's playing with a full deck. So anyways, little bit of bad news about Arcade1Up, but let's talk about some positive news, what you people are here for. Costco restock of Arcade1Up Pac-Man XL. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been super excited because I've been talking about the new Midway Classics XL Golden Tee coming to Costco here in Canada. Then we actually got the Stern Pinball for $6,700, the Jurassic Park Home Edition, and I was like, wow, that's huge. That's more than I ever expected to see here. So far, it's only at one retailer, and I do want to be clear about this. Someone said earlier, is it a one and done? It just might be. Now, I've been on top of this every single day. I go to the Costco website and I look to see if they've added it. So if you type in Arcade1Up or Arcade, these are really the only three things that pop up on Costco.ca, the website to order. It's this basketball game for $300, the My Arcade Game Station Pro, where I got to sign in to see how much it is. It's usually $119, and you get this Lego Pac-Man Icons Arcade. That's all that ever comes up. But there is one store in Kingston, or is it, I can't remember exactly where it's to, that I've had a couple friends that live in Ontario have actually made their way out to journey out to check it out. So when my buddy Atul Shiravista, you probably know him, like he comes on all our trips with us. He was in Chicago for the Pinball Expo. He went to Costco the other day, and while he was there, he checked out the Golden Tee Midway XL, the Jurassic Park, and wouldn't you friggin' know it, they had a surprise there as well, which was a second XL cab available here in Canada at this new Costco that just opened up last Thursday, and it was the Pac-Man XL. So there are more Pac-Man XLs out there. The question is now, is this a restock of the Pac-Man XL or just more new old stock? I'm guessing it's more new old stock that was just around, if it's just a one-store thing. If this becomes a bigger thing, and this is all across Canada, which, fingers crossed, I'm hoping, it looks like it might be a restock. We talked earlier about the TikTok store, all that stuff. So anyways, here's a couple of pictures Atul shot while he was there checking it out. So there's the Pac-Man, there's the Jurassic Park Home Edition in the store. He mostly took pictures of that. Oh, that's Buy Stuff Arcades picked up a claw machine. We'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. But here's the Pac-Man XL. There's the Golden Tee Midway. And there's a closer picture of the box. But there's the Pac-Man XL again. So, yeah, Pac-Man XL, whether this is more new stock or this is just leftovers they had with the TikTok, they just opened one near me. I'm going to have to go visit. Yeah, a new Costco. Like when a Costco first opens up, like the one that's right by me was a replacement for the old St. John's, Newfoundland Costco. And when it first opened up, they had everything. So, go check out your local Costco. You never know what might be there, especially in Canada. This new store, which I can't remember if it's Kingston or Birmingham or whatever the hell it is. Anyways, not only did they have the Jurassic Park and the Jurassic Park Stern Home Edition Pinball, not only did they have the Arcade Classics Midway XL, they also had a Pac-Man XL. So for you guys that are in the Ontario area and you want one of these, I cannot recommend the Pac-Man XL enough. One of my favorite arcades, Arcade1Up I've ever done. I love it. So happy to have it in my collection. It's definitely one worth going to get. So, cool news. The question now is, does it mean that there's going to be more? We're still waiting. I mean, ever since this news broke, we got our first images from this new Costco that was opening up. I've been going every single day. I got to show you a funny picture now. Just give me a minute. I should have had this ready, but I actually went up early last week. I'm going to go up tomorrow morning. Brantford, Brantford. My friend Chris Nesbitt just gave me a heads up. It's in Brantford, Ontario. He also sent me this picture, which actually makes me a little bit sad, because one of the only reasons I could think of where I would want to pick up the new Golden Tee XL Midway Classics is I don't really like the trackball that's currently on my Golden Tee XL. I find it to be really shitty. I really don't enjoy it. Well, anyways, he sent me this video of him trying to play his Golden Tee Midway XL. He's still having issues with the trackball, so unfortunately, I don't think the trackball in this new machine is any better than in the last one. Sad times in the Maritimes, sad times for everybody. That's really bad news. Brantford, Ontario, that's where the new location is. If you're anywhere close in Canada to Brantford, Ontario, go check it out. All right, so there's another thing I wanted to show you guys. Just one second here. So I went out the other day and clicky keyboard for life. I went out the other day and I tested out whether or not it was going to be there in Newfoundland. I couldn't really get any answers, unfortunately, at the time when I went. But I did go up and check out to see if Golden Tee Midway was going to be there, if, Stern Pinball was going to be there. Unfortunately, didn't find anything. But what I did find... Oh, no, I'm in the wrong place. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I know where it's to now. So... the other day, I did post this picture from my trip. I unfortunately did not find any Arcade1Up Golden Tee Midway XLs at my local Costco. Did not find any Stern Pinballs. But I did, at 9 o'clock in the morning, find a hot dog with ketchup, mustard, relish, and onion, and it was an awesome morning. Now, someone actually posted a picture. I gotta show you this. I died at this. Someone did a meme of it. We're Costco guys. Of course, we look for Arcade1Ups while eating a hot dog. I love people. People are so funny. Oh my God. Don't say that. I want a lot of pinballs. Yeah, I got a Costco hot dog at least. So there we go. I mean, that's a win in my opinion. Anyways, that's the big Arcade1Up news. Pac-Man XL makes a surprising reappearance. Maybe it's a one-off. Maybe it's just for this new store in Canada. We'll keep following that. Hopefully there's a run of them in the U.S. as well. I know most people who have them, who want them, have them. At one point they were selling for $2.99, but a lot of people did miss out on it, so there you go. Anyways, guys, a little bit more news I wanted to share with you. There's a ton of news out there right now. A little bit of an update here. So if you're a New Wave Toys fan, they sent out an email tonight. Good day all. Blacklight Friday VIP early access starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Tune in early because once the limited edition items are gone, they're gone forever. So no one really knows what's on sale, but I would say the fact they're calling it Blacklight Friday, I would expect this is more their Dirty Donnie, Blacklight carpet collections and art pieces. But if you're interested in that shit, check it out. 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow, and you can get some deals on this New Wave Toys shit. Dubs Raid, he likes the AtGames affiliate program. I know that not to be true. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight as well. Thank you very much for the super chat. Kevin Clausen, you're the man, gives you sneaky hugs. Thank you very much. So anyways, that's the Blacklight Friday edition, and I've got so much more I want to talk about. 1 second, my daughter's here. Yeah, honey. I have to tell you, my daughter's birthday was recently, and she got cash from her godfather and from her grandmother for her birthday. So on Wednesday, I'm taking her to the mall so she can go to Claire's and buy makeup, possibly earrings, and we're going to get a meal together because she's a makeup girl now, and she wanted everybody to know that. Thank you very much, Scarlett. She'll be back, I'm sure. So there's a little bit more news. Also got an email from Wonderland Amusements. Wonderland Amusements also announced that tomorrow, keep an eye on their socials. They're going to be releasing the first look at their playfield. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're only going to be 3D renders at this point, so I don't think you're going to see the artwork and all that stuff. But if you want an idea of what the playfield is going to look like on their machine, check it out tomorrow. We also got some news I got to catch up on. I might do a video on. They also announced their artists. They brought in a pretty serious virtual pinball designer to help with their team, which is a good thing because right now Jerry was the one who was going to make the play field, so it's good to know that somebody with a background in pinball is going to be involved in the project as well. So lots of stuff going on with Wonderland Pinball. Whether or not it's going to be good, time will tell, and we can follow this news all we want, but the proof's going to be in the pudding. You really got to play it to know. Scarlett is 8 years old now. She just turned 8, and she's in love with like Taylor Swift, makeup. It's all she talks about. What a change from just 1 year. Dub said you need to shave the stash and sport a Lincoln. No, sir. He's cutting into my territory now, growing a beard. How about that? Anyways, a little bit more news I wanted to share with you guys. So much stuff going on, and I haven't had time to make videos. Unico also announced they're going to be making a Unico Pocket. Now, we did talk a little bit about this on Super Game Room Dudes last Friday, so $89. This new device is coming out. Dubs had some additional pictures, like there was a black one and a white one. There's a couple things Unico said here. Chris's message is still up here. To clarify, the Unico Pocket will not have clicky sticks. We are already producing the product. So it's going to have 40 classic games coming in at a price point of $89. So for people that are big on these games, who want a cheap handheld, this might be something you're interested in. But keep in mind, you can go out and buy 1 million of these Android handhelds, put all these games and more on it for around the same price point. The other thing that I brought up, and I know my buddy 19K Fox also talked a little bit about, was the fact that, you know, there's nothing really special about this, nothing really tied to SNK. There's no branding, and even that comment right there of it's not going to have the clicky sticks. I mean, Unico might not understand the community that they represent. Like people that are Neo Geo fans and AES fans, MVS fans, they remember those products specifically, and there's very specific things they want to see in those products. So the fact that there's, you know, no real branding tie-in to the original products, doesn't have the clicky sticks, that kind of stuff could haunt them. Now at the same time, it's $89. I'm sure a couple people will be interested. It's not a product for me, but I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Are you interested in the upcoming Unico handheld, MBSX Neo Geo handheld? So interesting. All right, guys, so moving on, like I said, bunch of stuff to talk about. The next one I do want to talk about is something a little bit interesting. I've made a couple videos now on the PlayStation 5 Pro, and this has been one of the most interesting new system launches I've seen in a very long time. We've talked about it, whether or not it's a necessary upgrade for some people, like the upgrade with the graphics, being able to play at a constant 60 frames per second, having the graphical fidelity that the developers wanted you to have, the new AI-powered system to help you get there, the 45% increase in graphical processing power. A lot of people out there are just not sure they really need to make the upgrade. And then of course you also get the tie-in about the increased price. I think it's like, well, I think in Canada it's like $300 more. I think in the US it might only be $200 more. Hold on one second, I'm getting a little bit distracted here. Hi Michael B, as the Packer fan you are, can you please let me know when this Aaron Rodgers guys is going to start getting good for my Jets? I feel like I was sold on false promises. Well, you know, Aaron Rodgers had a lot of good years with Green Bay. I don't know what's going on with the Jets, and I don't care. Like, here's the difference between Favre and Rodgers. When Favre left Green Bay, I followed Favre. I followed him with the Jets. I followed him with the Vikings, and they were my favorite teams for me at that time. But with Rodgers going to the Jets, I don't really give a shit. I don't at all. I don't care. So there you go. So here's the big thing, going back to the PlayStation 5. I think the big thing is people don't know whether or not the improvement is worth the increased price, and especially with the fact that if you are a physical disc owner, in order to bring those forward, you have to then buy a disc drive that's an additional $100 here in Canada, which the problem is it's really not even easy to get. Like, if it was plentiful and you could just go to the store and buy a ton, like one for one, go buy the new PS5 Pro and get the hard disk drive, the disk drive, it would probably sell a lot more. But right now you can't do that. So here's the thing that interests me. I went to my GameStop on Saturday. Me and Scarlett went. I went in and I picked up the last copy they had, sealed copy, of Ys Nordics, Ys 10 Nordics. I know I can just get it from Amazon, but like I have this thing. I love going to GameStop and buying physical games. So I went down there. I knew they had one copy left, and with Ys, it always happens. The only way you get a copy is you either pre-order it or someone cancels their pre-order, and lucky enough, that's what happened here. Someone canceled their PS5 pre-order on Ys 10 Nordic, so I went down and picked it up. I can't play it yet. My wife grabbed it immediately, and she said, "That's your Christmas gift." So I'll get that December 25th, but I got Ys 10 Nordics. Again, frog in my throat. Will Frogger XL come out? I don't know. Is this a tease? So I bought Ys 10 Nordics, and I asked, I said, "Hey, do you guys have any copies of the PS5 Pro left?" And they were like, "Yeah, bunches of them." So they had like 5 at that location and a bunch more at the other city locations we have around. And I said, "Oh, okay, so you've got like 5 here. So do I need to make up my mind quickly if I'm going to get one?" And they were like, "No, we were told by your district manager we got tons coming in. Like, we have no shortage of PlayStation 5 Pros." So right now, this has got to be probably one of the easiest console launches I've seen in my entire life for getting the console, especially after pre-order. Usually, like with PlayStation 5, even like the Xbox, all that stuff, I remember when that stuff first came out, you had to be there day one, ready to order online, or you weren't getting shit. Only reason I got my PlayStation 5 initially was the fact that Restalgia, who, you know, is a scuzzy scam artist, what is it? What do they call him? Scalper. He had a bunch of bots set up to tell him when consoles came available. That's literally the only reason I got mine. Brooklyn Menace, he says, "This is the first console I haven't had on day one since the 90s, but I'll eventually get one. I'm still salty over not being able to get the 30th anniversary." I completely agree with you. The 30th anniversary would have changed my mind, but that jacked up price didn't help with making my mind up either. And again, also, then I think it did come with the gray plate if you wanted to add the disk drive, but the inability to get the disk drive played a huge factor in whether or not I was going to get it. So, really quickly, Jason Little Alien, $2 super chat. Kevin Clausen made me do it. Well, Kevin Clausen's a good guy. Thank you very much for the super chat, Jason Little Alien. Anyways, the reason I bring this up is I just want to show you guys. I don't know if you've been following, if you go to your local game stores and ask about availability, but yeah, this is what I've been doing the last little while. Like, if you right now go to your local GameStop or you go online, you can easily buy a PlayStation 5 Pro. There's no shortage of them. There's no problem going to add one. You go to Best Buy, same thing. Not only is it available to ship, I can literally go to the store tomorrow and pick one up physically in my hands. Same with the GameStop too. It's not even an order online thing. You can literally just physically go pick one up. They're readily available. Now, on the other hand, and I think this is one of the big reasons stopping stuff, JJ, I did cover this a little bit earlier because I saw you actually ask this in P-Dub stream too, so you might have missed this part, but my guess is where it's the Black Light Friday sale that starts tomorrow, I'm kind of guessing this is going to be some of that Dirty Donnie stuff, blacklight carpets and stuff like that. That's my guess. I don't think it's going to be a cab, but, you know, tune in tomorrow to find out. I'm thinking it's going to be the blacklight art and blacklight carpets. We'll have to see. So anyways, as you can see here, you know, very easy to get those, but you go to check out a disk drive from GameStop, and here's the funny thing. They have tons of PlayStation 5s, no issue. If I wanted to get one, I could get one immediately. I asked about the disk drive, and they said, actually, that's the one thing we are having trouble with. Like, right now, they're back ordered, and you can't even order one because they're trying to do things fair. So what they're doing is they're going back to the people that ordered the PlayStation 5 Pro, pre-ordered them, and they're giving them first opportunity to pick up the disk drive when it becomes available. And also GameStop did tell me there's actually a new SKU on it. So it's not even on their website. It's basically up as a new SKU. There's no option to buy it, anything like that. Release date subject to change. Then if you go to Best Buy as well, sold out online, sold out in nearby stores, no ability to get it. Even through Amazon, right now, there's no option to get it. There's see all buying options. And this is the product that is actually being scalped. This was readily available when the PlayStation 5 first came out, but now it's not. $228, $229.99. Other than that, everything else is in fact gone. So the funny thing about that is there's a problem when these new consoles come out. These new consoles come out, and immediately what happens is, like I mentioned earlier, people like Restalgia have what's called bots. So they get notification when new stock becomes available from all the websites, and they usually go in there and they buy up a ton of PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X, Series. Did I say it right? I never know. You Americans are always correcting me on my shit. So all these people go out and basically buy up these new consoles, and the same thing happened with the PlayStation 5 Pro. But like I've just showed you guys, for whatever reason, and maybe it's lack of interest, maybe it's PlayStation actually produced more than enough supply for the demand that was out there, they're readily available in stores. So what I've been having a lot of fun doing, and a lot of other YouTubers I've seen, is actually taking a look at eBay and taking a look at the panic of all these scalpers that are now trying to unload their PlayStation 5 Pros they bought up in, well, of course, you've got people trying to get rich quick on all the 30th anniversary stuff, but look at this. PlayStation 5 Pro console, pre-sale, confirmed pre-order, $1,400. Look at this. That was a pre-order. No one's going to buy that. $1,078. They're not getting the prices they anticipated getting. The Canadian price is like $900. $1,168.42. Buy it new. People are struggling, trying their best to try to sell these, and there is nothing I like more than seeing these people stuck with it. The problem with scalping is scalping's a lot like gambling. Like, you'll have luck if you go out and you buy like the NES Mini, Super Nintendo Mini. People made money on those. People made money on PlayStation 5s, especially right before Christmas. They went out and bought them all, and then, desperate parents were trying to get them and willing to pay more money. And it's a real scummy thing. But now you see all these people with their own money tied up and these products they're stuck with that they can't get rid of. It does bring a little bit of a smile to my face. So there you go. PS4 Pro didn't sell out either. It's a mid-cycle console. Good point. It's actually selling better than the PS4 Pro. I can believe it, saying spirits. I hope the same thing happened to the scalpers with the PS4 Pro. Now, what is being a good sale for the scalpers in there and making their money on, unfortunately, is this goddamn disk drive. You can't get your hands on it. It's, C Marvel says this whole scalper craze is still relatively new. No, this is not the first generation impacted by scalpers. Usually, I agree with you. I think that you have great opinions, C Marvel, but man, scalpers have been around forever in the gaming space. Like, absolutely. Well, that's a good point, MG. MG, who's possibly a scalper and knows all this stuff. No risk because you can return this stuff. Yeah, you would think so. But why are these guys? I guess, like, there's no real risk unless they bought it from, like, a weird place, but you can still return it. Yeah, that's good. They aren't stuck. Yeah. See? My horn can pierce the sky. Console Kits knows exactly what I'm talking about. Fa la 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 ching ching. Blue Pink Miss Pac-Man XL would absolutely outsell the Golden Team Midway. I agree. Oh my god, yes, in literally everything. Toys, everything. We have it here with toys where, basically all the US exclusive toys go to Walmart Canada and, you can't get your hands on them. They are bought up immediately and put online for people to make $4 and $5 per toy. It's disgusting. I hate these scalpers. But MG is right. I didn't think of it. Like, these people have got this stuff now. They can't make the money they thought they were going to make, but they can, in fact, return them. So that's fair. They're not stuck with them. They just can't make the money. What are you talking about, C Marvel 360? I can't agree with you on this. Scalpers were always over this stuff. As long as there's been internet sales, it's been a problem. I've talked to EB Games. I've talked to other game retailers. They've always gone out of their way to try to stop people from scalping these, from getting in and buying a bunch of them. They've limited the purchases. Like, you know, again, I agree with you, but most things, I don't agree with you on this. The scalping on the console and all this stuff, and maybe that's your opinion, and maybe that's a US thing, but in Canada it's been around for a while. Yeah, I can't agree with you on that. Scalpers have been a problem in the video game space, going all the way back to the, you know, I can immediately think of it, the NES Classic, the Super Nintendo Classic, like every single Nintendo release, any limited Nintendo release. Yeah, Spider-Man knows that it was scalpers for PS2. People went into the stores and like tried to buy them all up. You couldn't get them, so you had to try to buy them through eBay and shit like that. Yeah, scalpers have been around for a while. Really impacted this shit. So, you know, I agree with you most times. Like, you've corrected me a bunch of times, but I disagree with you on this one. That's right. Now it's movie popcorn buckets, the big one. Pixelated Travel says the Wii. I mean, you know, I remember going to the store trying to get a Wii day one. I guess with the online sales, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. See Marvel. Yeah. Anyways, that's the fun news. The scalpers did not have any luck with PS5 Pro. Readily available. You'll love to see it. Now, a couple other things I did want to talk about. So, if you're a Pinball FX fan, you might have seen the news come out from Pinball FX Zen Studios that, when is it? Tomorrow. Yeah, premieres in 2 days, sorry. 2 days, November 14th. They're going to release the next table in their upcoming Williams pack. So, we need to go back to midnight releases in stores. Exactly. You can't get it unless you line up in person. This online pre-order has ruined everything. So here we go. For Pinball FX fans, we already know Earthshaker's coming out. What we know about this pack is there's 2 games from 1989 and 1 game from 1988. So we're going to get our second game coming up this week. Now, I was a huge advocate of Pinball FX releasing Elvira and the Pinball Monsters as one of their 1989 games. But if they were going to do that, you would think the announcement would come out before October and the game would release before October. I was at the midnight release. Well, it wasn't really a midnight release. It was like 4 in the morning release at Walmart here in Mount Pearl. That's where I got my Wii, and then I went home and played it. Yes, they will. 100%. They always have done. Anyways, we're going to find out what the next game is. Unfortunately, I don't think we're getting Elvira and the Party Monsters, and that sucks. I still could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think the game coming up this week is going to be the 1988 release, which I think is going to be Williams Taxi. For some reason, I've got a huge gut feeling that the next game that we're going to get announced with this pack is going to follow the car motif, and it's going to be Williams Taxi. So we will see. Brother, Bride of Pinbot is already on Pinball FX, my man. Bride of Pinbot is already there. You can go play it today if you have Pinball FX, which also means Bride of Pinbot could be coming to the AtGames Legends Pinball any day now. Exactly. I mean, Elvira on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, we'd be very, very, very happy. So, Gorby didn't tip. I don't know what that is. Played it yesterday at Pinball Place. Gorby didn't tip. Okay. So that's the Zen Studios announcement. We're going to find out this week what the second game is. I do like I do like when Zen Studios releases the Williams games. They're always my favorite. I like their, personal creations, their originals based on themes and stuff like that. But it's the Williams games that really bring me to the dance with Zen Studios and the AtGames Legends Pinball. Elvira and the Party Monsters would be amazing. Yeah, John, I've heard this from a lot of people. Elvira and the Party Monsters was a table in Farsight Pinball Arcade. I have that table. I don't know if that's a problem. There's two things that I think would prevent Zen Studios from doing this. Every single year that goes by and they don't release an Elvira table, I'm like, what are you doing, guys? You had one job. It's Halloween. Release an Elvira table. And they don't do it. And I have no idea why. So here's my thoughts. One is the previous relationship with Farsight Studios, how Farsight had the game up there. The other one is, right now, Stern Pinball, when they did House of Horrors, might have the rights to doing any Elvira games, so maybe there's some kind of licensing blockage with Zen Studios, even though they have the rights to do old Williams games, might not have the rights to do Elvira because Elvira is tied to Stern. So that's kind of my guess. Otherwise, Zen Pinball is just crazy, and they've missed the assignment every single Halloween. That's my guess. All right. Moving on, guys. Where do we want to go next? Talked about PlayStation. We talked about Arcade1Up. We talked about Unico. What else did I have here? Uno momento. All right, let's talk about AtGames now. Oh, yeah, we're on time. Perfect. So, you guys probably saw the announcement went out like a couple weeks ago now that AtGames have a new Legends Ultimate Home Arcade with special bonus at Sam's Club. I know P-Dubs did a video on it. A lot of people are interested in this. It has a new games list. Apparently it comes with 300 games. The side art is actually a little bit better than what they normally do. I don't understand the Dinosaur Dynasty on it, but again, AtGames is pushing pinball everywhere, so I'm sure that's what they put there. You got your Taito games, you've got your console games with the relationship with, I can't remember what the original name is, but, it's Valis and, oh man, I can't remember the name of the company now off the top of my head. Renovation. The Renovation collection, and then up top you've got Rare with Battletoads, which I think Battletoads is the main arcade game they're going to have on here, and I think some of the Rare NES console games and stuff will be on there too. But this is now at Sam's Club. Now, the reason I bring this up is I've seen a lot of posts in like the different groups and stuff like that. Like people like the idea of Sam's Clubs because it's a little bit cheaper. There's no shipping and shit like that. So they can just go to Sam's Club and pick this up as opposed to buying one of the units readily available on the AtGames site. But the other day I saw this post go up in the Awesome Sauce community, and a couple other posts have gone up too with people asking, hi all, Sam's Club has the new Ultimate Arcade on sale again. It comes with the newest firmware. Is it even possible to use CoinOps X or OneSauce on this unit, or perhaps download the firmware to 5.68 and run the CoinOps in the unit? Other people have talked about picking it up as well. And, there's a couple things that I think AtGames would want clearly explained before people go buy this. Because my concern is people are going to go buy these things and then think it's just like the old Legends Ultimate, that they can just go put their coin-offs on it, or they can go put their BYOG games, bring your own games to it, and then they're going to be very unhappy. So the first thing is, CoinOps X does not work on this. So CoinOps X was delisted a little while ago from the AtGames eStore. If you had pre-downloaded it, it still shows up on your machine. Now, I found out that was accidental. CoinOps X was never supposed to be delisted from any machine that was already out in the market. It was only supposed to be on new machines. So if you go check your older AtGames machines now, CoinOps X is recently back up. I know because I ran into the problem where I couldn't access it through my Legends Core Max. I just never downloaded it. So they put that back up, and of course, CoinOps X is now readily available on older devices. But on new devices, if you buy this Legends Ultimate and you go into the store, CoinOps X isn't going to be available on it. So that's one thing. The other thing is, don't forget, this advanced features thing that just came out with the premium starter is the new retail model. So that advanced features you're going to have to buy. People were asking the question whether or not, and Papa Brad advertising for himself. Full review at 9 on the Legends Ultimate CE HD on Papa Brad's Gaming. So go check out Papa Brad's Gaming for a full review on the product. And I'm sure he'll cover this too, but I did want to make this clear. Before you can buy this and then also go in and play things, there's the question of whether or not you're going to have to pay for the advanced features. So people have been asking this. We don't know whether or not it does. I don't know if you guys just didn't go down and read the product details, but it's right here in bold print. So it says right here, BYOG lets you play your digital PC games with the Legends arcade platform, unique controls and display. Using the arcade play link, you can add additional Bandai Namco flashback games. Advanced features are available that allow you to connect a PC console to your arcade OTG and run external applications on the arcade for even more expandability. Separate purchase required. So I am confirming it's right there in black and white with the new AtGames Legends Ultimate that they're selling at Sam's Club. Papa Brad has a review coming up on his channel at 9, so go check that out. But if you are interested in buying this, keep in mind you're not going to be able to use coin ops on it, and on top of that, you are going to have to pay for the advanced features. And we don't know what the prices are, but we assume that it's going to be $200 and buy one get one, so $100 to get both of them unlocked. So yeah, to play ooses, yes, Brad. I think you might have more information than me on this. But you will need to pay $100 for OTG, external applications to connect to PC or other devices if you want more than the add-ons. Do you want to play games or only run coin ops? I don't understand. Define ooses. So any of the bring your own game stuff, you are going to have to pay for your advanced features, and there's no coin ops X. So I'm not saying that the machine is bad. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy. I just think that it's good that we have clarity on these facts before people make up their mind and go purchase these things. It is in the product description, but I also want to make sure people are aware, because I think the worst thing that could happen is for people to find that out after purchase. AtGames did put it in the product description. You have to read through it, but I want to be clear people know that as well, because there is new games. There's lots of cool stuff. Again, like Brad mentioned, Brad's going to be doing a full review on it. But in order for you guys to add additional games or, connect to a PC, any of that stuff, you are going to have to pay for the advanced features, and there's no ability to run Coin Ops X. You can still do one sauce, just no Coin Op X. So there you go. Just want to make sure that's out there and that's clear, because, again, I don't want people to go and buy this and then all of a sudden turn around and be like, man, what a piece of shit. It doesn't work, and return it. I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen. So not saying it's bad, not saying anybody shouldn't buy it. Just want to make sure people are aware of that up front, that those features, are behind the advanced features you do have to pay for. I hope that makes sense. I talked a little bit about it on Super Game Room Dudes, but I did want to be clear of that. Okay, Brad, please explain to me what's wrong then. I'm waiting. What is wrong? You explain it to me. And while I'm waiting for Brad to explain it, I also did want to mention that I'm waiting for him to get back to me. I did want to mention also, it's good that... Way too fast. Where is he saying? I can watch and learn. I'm probably not going to do that. If you're telling me the information I'm giving is wrong, then, you can either just put it forward or not. I don't really care. They can watch and find out what I said was wrong. That'll be fine. Anyways, also, if you do want to save some money on your AtGames Legends pinball purchase, if you do want to save some money on your AtGames Legends Pinball 4K purchase, one of the things that recently came up is AtGames have launched a influencer affiliate link. So right now, there's only 2 people in the community that have this. It's Papa Bread and Team McCloskey. So if you want to save an additional $50 off your AtGames Legends Pinball 4K PC of Thieves, which I think is out there, you can go check them out. There's their links right there. So hey, it's $50 off. I mean, I think it was already a pretty good deal at the $14.49. I don't know if that's available, but if you can save a couple extra bucks off, go check out Papa Bread and Team McCloskey's link. Save $50 off the AtGames Sea of Thieves pinball machine. So there are these links out there. There's going to be other people getting these links. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? People can have their own opinion. What do I care? It's $50 off. I don't think there's anything wrong with $50 off. So go check them out, give them a follow, and look for more discounts to come in the future. So anyways, guys, I don't know what Brad's saying I'm wrong about with the AtGames Legends Ultimate that's at Sam's Club, but I will reiterate again, the advanced features, BYOG and OTG, you do have to pay for, but I don't know if with the universal loader, because I'm not familiar with that, if you can get around BYOG and still bring your games to the device for free or connect to PC, but like it says right here, which he told me I'm wrong, advanced features are available that allow you to connect a PC console to your arcade and run external applications on the arcade for even more expandability. Separate purchases required. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm saying that's wrong, so I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, that's what you can run OOS files via BYOG and not use OTG external applications. But isn't BYOG part of the advanced features? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm confused. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. That's all you had to say, Brad. So apparently you can still just run your OOS files directly through BYOG, and you don't need to pick up the advanced options. So that's actually really good news. I wasn't 100% sure on that. Thank you very much, Papa Brad. I appreciate it. That's all you had to say. So again, Papa Brad's going to have a review on this coming up at, what was it, 9? I don't know which time zone that is because it was 9 Eastern when I started, but Brad has, if you want to send the link, Brad, throw it in the chat. You can put it up there. Go check out Brad's review of this new product, and hey, that's good news. I mean, if you don't care about what the, I don't know what it's called, the, thing you're using, like CoinOps X, apparently you can still bring your use files to the device, and you don't need to buy the advanced features. So that's great news. So that's good. So yeah, like Brad, that everybody was really upset about that. So that's amazing news if that's how it works. Jason, if you have a link to Brad's review, I don't know if you could do me a favor, just post it in the chat for people to go check it out. That'd be great. So if that's in the review, that would help a lot, Brad. Like, people would be really happy with that. And from what I understand, Jason Little Alien, none of the products going forward are going to have them. But as long as that doesn't impact the ability to play OOS files, we're good. We're good. All right, guys. So last but not least, I also wanted to talk about, where is it? Hold on one second. So we do have the AtGames calendar here, and what's coming up this month? What's coming up this month? We've got a lot of stuff with AtGames. We got 2 big sales coming up this month, which is kind of surprising, but here we go. Oh, stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. So here's the calendar. It's going to scroll again, isn't it? My computer's got a mind of its own now. Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. So basically, no flashy, cool front end. As long as we can still play them, I don't really care. And as long as they work, because that's one of the problems I was having with my Core Max. I wasn't able to play the Turtles games or Robotron with just the OOS file. I had to have CoinOps X. So there we go. Totally fine as long as you can play them. So if you don't have to buy advanced features to play the games, we're good. So anyways, we got some sales coming up. We got sales on the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. And then they're also going to do Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales on the 29th and the 30th. Sea of Thieves opened up on the 11th. And as PK put in the chat right now, 1/3 of the tables sold again are attributed to the referral codes for Brad and T. McCloskey. So people are availing of that $50 discount. We've also got on the 20th, South Park Pinball. I believe that's 2 games in that, the South Park Pinball Pack. They recently just got released for Pinball FX again. They were originally on Pinball FX 2, if I'm not mistaken. Super fun games. I know that's a theme a lot of people want. I'm not zooming in, MG. P-Dubs isn't here. And then on the 25th, we got Natural History Pinball Pack 3. I have no idea what these games are. I don't think AtGames have done any coverage, or maybe they did and I'm just forgetting, on what the titles are for Natural History Pinball Pack 3. I'd have to go back and look at some of the announcements. Maybe they did say what was coming. They did, because they mentioned there's going to be a Dinosaur Dynasty 2 coming out as well. So we're going to see those towards the end of the month. I'm assuming some people probably already have access to these. I do not. So we'll see what they're going to be like on the 25th. I think they were delayed slightly, so that's the whole AtGames calendar. Like we know, Sea of Thieves is the last release for 9 months, and then on top of that, we're getting South Park, and is there anything else coming this year? I think there's a Snoopy Christmas. Can't remember what else is coming out. Microbes, there you go. Pete G's on top of it. Microbes, Dino Dynasty 2. I can't remember what else it is. But anyways, yeah, Natural History Pinball Pack 3, and then we're not going to get the Sea of Thieves pack until December 31st. So that's the big AtGames news. There's a bunch of other like pinball tournaments and stuff like that. I don't really pay attention to those. I don't really do much with those, but if you guys are doing it, there you go. Your information is wrong. I'm not going to tell you why, though. That's fine. I can't blame the guy. He's trying to get people to go watch his stuff. I'm not going to shit on him for that. So anyways, guys, there it is. That's the big news from AtGames, and we are right on time. So how about that? Charlie Brown Christmas as well. Do we have any other Zen releases coming after that? I know next year we're getting 52 releases. I'm really hoping. MG, leave me alone about my speech. I tries. You have no idea what someone from Newfoundland actually sounds like. Charlie Brown Christmas does rock. Yeah, that's going to be a good one for the kids as well. I got no problem with that. Yeah. I don't think there's much more information than that, guys. Do we have any other information? Is there any other Zen game announced? Because it's supposed to be 1 game per week, so South Park will take us 2 weeks. And then Snoopy is 1 week. There should be something else before the end of the year, but I haven't got any information on it. I don't know if anybody else knows. At one point, they said we were going to get Fishtails this year, but I don't think Fishtails is going to happen. At least it's not in the plans right now, but yeah, that's about it. Yes, Mike Hawk Hertz knows this. This is 100% it. AtGames have done for me what iArcade used to do. Like, in the world of home arcade, I mean, like, not every company can come out with like a product every couple weeks, but that was the fun thing about iArcade. We had weekly releases. There was something to be excited for. Now, towards the end of iArcade, it wasn't real great because they were coming out with like Beersis and like Escape from Popo. Like, the games just got really poor quality, and like it was just like embarrassing. But AtGames are doing it like where we're basically getting like a game every single week, or you'll get a big pinball pack that'll be a couple weeks, and everything's been really good, really fun, big name titles coming out from Zen. Good stuff. Nailed it on the head, Mike Hawk Hertz. Anyways, guys, I just got to go through, make sure that wasn't. Oh, there was one other thing. This is just a bit of a personal thing. So I've talked a lot about trying to get through my backlog. I'm at a point right now where I'm really forcing myself not to buy new games, especially Escape from Popo. You have no idea. It's allowed the iArcade shilling to move over. Anyways, really quickly, I do want to go back to the this one here. Like, before I get into my personal stuff, I wanted to show this again. So, Together, Let's Grow. It's the announcement for the referral link, which I think is, I mean, you could say whatever you want about it, but it's $50 off. I don't think it's a bad thing. So, Together, Let's Grow. We know Countercade, who's here in the chat, has recently signed on to be an AtGames influencer. Tell me, this shouldn't be the new Countercade slogan. He's got Let's Go, but now whenever he does his AtGames shows, he's going to be like, guys, get hype. Let's grow. All right. So back to my personal news. I'm trying to get through my backlog, and this weekend I was kind of sequestered, like taking care of the kids and hanging out with, just my kids and playing some games. So, I did finally finish a game, and this has been 4 years in the making. This has been one of those games I really obviously wanted to play, but also didn't want to play because I knew what happened. I will tell you, I really struggled to try to get through with this, but what happened was I recently picked this up, and I picked it up on PlayStation 5. I did the update for The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Now, I always struggled with this one because certain characters die and the story felt very sad and very unrewarding. Like, I didn't want to play it, especially I started playing it and I was like, oh, this is awful. And it just took me so long to get into the mood of playing it. So I bought the remaster and I had to clear a couple things out and then I was going to play it. So this weekend, I just sat myself down and forced myself to play through it. And what I can tell you is this is one of the most saddest and frustrating games I have ever played in my life. Like, you're screaming at the game and the decisions the characters make at all times saying, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this bullshit? But anyways, I finally played through it. The game looked beautiful on the PlayStation 5. It was an amazing playthrough. I forced myself not to play on easy difficult. I played on normal difficult. It was super challenging at times. And even though this game is probably one of the most frustrating friggin' games I have ever played in my entire life, at the end, the playthrough was definitely worth it. So, yeah. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is now in the books, so I'm going to jump into the million other games I got to play, and I'm really trying hard not to buy anything else. Marvel Midnight Suns went on sale for like $8.99 on Steam this past weekend, and I was like, no, Mike, no, do not buy, and I didn't buy. So I'm currently playing through on modern consoles. I also availed of the Horizon Zero Dawn upgrade for $10, playing through that. That is beautiful. They've done some updates, so there were some glitchy times switching from cutscenes to normal gameplay. That seems to be fixed up. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Also playing Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and that game is so much better than I thought it was going to be. It's not a regular Legend of Zelda game. I mean, the echo effect takes me right out of it, but at its core, it still retains enough elements, and it's still a very beautiful experience. So I'm having fun with that. Also playing Triangle Strategy on my Steam Deck, and that's something too. So anyways, guys, that's my update there. That's all I got to talk about tonight. Ton of information. This is what happens when I can't get out and make 100 videos a week. So hopefully the show wasn't too bad. And I did misspeak on the AtGames thing. Brad was kind enough to correct me on. You still can play use files without the advanced features. So that is a major relief, right? So good news. And he's got a review coming up at 9, he said. So I don't know exactly what time zone, but go check out Papa Brad's channel. Check out his review. It is. I've been eating a lot more fiber, MG. I'm good to go now. Anyways, guys, we'll leave it there. I'm going to try to get some Echoes of Wisdom in tonight. Or Or, actually, screw that. I got a date with Megacade. I'm going to play some 1944. Just a quick Megacade update. So I went and stole from my cabin today my old Samsung soundbar and subwoofer. So that's going to be my upgrade for my audio on Megacade. I still got to move the TV down and get the TV at the right spot. But, man, things are going good. Thanks to Papa Brad for reluctantly saving the day. Anyways, I think I'm going to play 1944 on Megacade before I head to bed. Anyways, guys, thank you everybody so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. Pulling teeth, but we got there. Hey, that's what I always aim for. Everybody have a great night. Hopefully, I'll get to do a video or two this week. I still got a Kinhank hard drive I got to tell you about. Good night, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.